guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. Welcome to a bake and yap video where we are going to bake and yap about Final Fantasy VII Revelation. This has been overdue. I was gonna do a reaction video, but then I realized I've already seen the trailer and a reaction is just not gonna be genuine, and I want reactions to be genuine. Alright, so we're not gonna react to the trailer or anything. We're just gonna bake and yap. So, and yes, I'm cheating. I'm using box cake. Usually I like to make cakes from scratch, but today we're cheating because I don't have enough spoons. My oven's preheated. I don't have enough spoons to make a cake from scratch. If you guys don't know what the spoon theory is, highly recommend doing some research. It's for us with chronic illnesses and stuff. But anyways, ooh, so Final Fantasy VII Revelation is coming out next spring. I am very much excited for this. I know you guys are very excited for this. I have been waiting for this. So, actually, let me crack these eggus. So I have had predictions, and one of my predictions, I mean, you guys, if you guys have predictions as well, let me know in the comments. Let me know if we had the same predictions, if you were close, or let me know your own thoughts and predictions. I would love to hear them. One of my predictions was that the game was going to be either released... I just made a mess. You're not a baker unless if you make a mess. Let me go get cleaned up really quickly. Alright, we are back. So one of my predictions was that the game was either going to come out in either late 2026, so either really late this year, maybe like right around the holiday season, or sometime around the holiday season, or I predicted that it was going to come out early next year. And when they said, and spring is part of early next year, but what part of spring, I was going back and forth with it. Like, I was like, okay, so early, it could be like early spring, like March. But I'm thinking perhaps maybe April. For some reason, I have a feeling it could be April. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. I'm thinking maybe they might go for an April release. Or maybe even early May, which May is still a spring month. But I wouldn't really bet on May. My money is on April. Maybe even late March. But my money is definitely on April. Mid-April sounds sounds more in the ballpark, whereas early April could be, but I'm guessing mid to even late April. So that's my next prediction. So I got the my first prediction came true, or was right, because I was like, oh, you know, if it doesn't come out in later this year, then it's probably going to come out early next year, which is 2027. Alright, that looks good. Just gonna give it another quick little mixy just to make sure I got all the little lumps out. You're not a baker if you haven't done this either. It's a millennial thing, I think. Anyways, So my other prediction was on the name. Like, we all knew it was going to be like an R name. We just didn't know what kind of R name. I was looking back through some of my older videos, especially with my Kingdom Hearts run, because I was yapping about it one day in my Kingdom Hearts run. And I was like, I think it could be something completely out of the ballpark, or something completely out of left field, like Rewind. Like, the whole... Okay, so my train of thought was, when I suggested Rewind, it was like, we've been seeing, like, that tear in space, or in the timeline, or whatever. And since we've been seeing that thing in the timeline, then maybe something's going to happen where we're going to be in between timelines. Maybe we're going to have Cloud meet Zack again. Maybe Aerith is going to have a chance to come back. So something like that. Revelation did come to mind a few times for me, but it's like, I don't know. It didn't, at the time, it didn't feel right. But now that I think about it, I'm like, it does feel right. Okay. So, what were we talking about? Which prediction? Oh, the timeline. Or, yeah, the title. So I knew it was going to be something that starts with R. Reunion, they already used it, and Nomura doesn't seem like the type to reuse things. So, Revelation did come across my mind a few times. Resolution was another, for some odd reason. And it's like, yeah, that's not gonna fly. The more I thought about it, it's like, Resolution's not gonna fly. That sounds a little too final, and something tells me this is not the end of our gang story. Alright, something tells me that this is not the end of the story. Like, there's going to be more to it. So Resolution just sounds too final. But yeah, so that was another prediction, was the naming. And I got the naming part of it wrong. Again, Revelation came to mind a few times. And I was like, I don't know. Seems pretty sketchy to me. So that prediction, I got wrong. So I got that wrong. Unfortunate. Also, guys, I am making, for this bacon yap session, skull cupcakes. Why? Because I like skulls. I like skulls. I think skulls are cool. Alright, just gonna use this measuring cup as a thing. I don't want to fill these too full because I feel like these are gonna overflow in the oven, and I don't want to clean up that mess. So, doop-a-doop-a-doo. Also, can we talk about, real quick, how Vincent just is out of his coffin for, like, the first time in 50 years? And dude is already causing chaos. Like, that scene where he's, like, spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen the trailer. Dude is already just pencil diving into chaos, and it's like, sir. That's the level of unbothered that I strive to be. That is just the level of unbothered that I wish I could be. Like, holy, like, Vincent, teach me your ways, good sir. Teach me your ways. Teach me how to be unbothered like that. Holy. So the trailer, by the way, looks really good. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler free as possible. I know I just spoiled a part of it. Sorry. But, I highly recommend you go checking it out. The game looks beautiful. I saw an article at one point where they were gonna do it in the Unreal Engine, like they did the last game. But I think they weren't gonna use Unreal 5. They were gonna stick to Unreal 4. Has there been any confirmation as to whether this is true or not? Like, does anybody know if that's true? Or am I crazy? Am I crazy? Did I hear that completely wrong? Actually, let me turn this around. Turn around, bright eyes. Every now and then I fall apart. And I need... Okay, I'll stop. Anyways. But yeah, can anyone confirm whether that's true or not? You would think that using Unreal 5 would make sense, but I mean, if they wanted to use Unreal 4 just to kind of stick with the vibe, stick with the grind, you know, cool beans. And it's like, I don't know, my dudes. Any hoozles. Yeah, the game looks good graphic-wise. I did hear that there may not be a physical copy of the game, which if that is true, we don't know, these are rumors, that would suck, because the original came in like 3 discs, which, back in my day, if your game did not come with 3 discs, you are not gaming. Also, I didn't necessarily play the OG in 1997 when it came out. I think I played it much later. But I have played the OG, and I am going to play the OG on this channel. We're going to... Actually, I had a schedule where I was going to do, like, Final Fantasy XV, then OG 7, then Crisis Core. Then I was going to do the remakes. But then, sadly, Aerith, my PlayStation 5, my previous one, took a swan dive. I was her Sephiroth. So yeah, my PlayStation died due to human error, which was my fault. Which, note to self, guys, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 hardware is not the same remotely, and therefore you cannot treat them the same. I used to be able to know and take care of my PlayStation 4, and I used to know how to repair it, but then PlayStation 5 came out, and that just set me back like a bajillion and 1 years. So... yeah. But anyways, so I was gonna do Final Fantasy XV. RIP headphone user, sorry. Just trying to get the air bubbles out. That, and since this thing is such a weird shape, I want to make sure the cake gets in all of the nooks and crannies. So, just trying to give it a little tap-roo. Alright, and I am going to go stick this in the oven. I hope this is enough cake. I don't want it to I don't want to overfill the tin, and then it's, like I said, and it spills out into the oven. So I only filled it maybe like a 1/4 of the way full. But I'm going to go put these in the oven. I will be right back. Alright. While those are baking, we can get back to the yap part of this session. So I was gonna do Final Fantasy 15. But then Aerith died. And so I got a new PlayStation. I haven't named her yet. I don't know what I should name her. Should we have a naming contest? Let's have a naming contest. let's do it. Let's have a naming contest. We'll start it when I start the Final Fantasy marathon. So we're gonna do OG Final Fantasy VII, which we'll get started on that soon, maybe within the next couple weeks. Then we're gonna do Crisis Core after that, and then we're gonna do Remake, and then Rebirth, and then by the time we're done, if I'm timing this correctly, we should be done in time for Revelation to come out. In between, I have a Halloween schedule for you guys. Got some spooky stuff coming. Oh. Gonna play some Resident Evil 4 Remake and Resident Evil 2 Remake. No, sorry, Silent Hill 2 Remake. So I'm gonna start those playthroughs here soon. That way we can get done in time for Halloween. I think we're just gonna do both simultaneously. I think I'm gonna upload Resident Evil 4 Remake maybe like Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then maybe Silent Hill like Mondays and Wednesdays, and then keep Final Fantasy on Fridays. I know I wanted to do maybe like 1 or 2 videos a week, but now I'm gonna have to do videos like every single day, which is gonna be a bit of a grind, but I believe I can do it. If we do have time though, after Resident Evil 4 and Silent Hill 2, I may do a run of House of the Dead, or maybe even Resident Evil 7. Those House of the Dead would not be a blind playthrough, but Resident Evil 4, 7, and then Silent Hill 2 Remake, those are going to be blind. So I haven't really I played through one of them, but I only played through like the first 10 minutes and just decided I don't want to play this right now, and it's just been sitting in my library ever since. So I forget which one it was. Anyways, so there's gonna be great. But yeah, so as far as Final Fantasy VII Revelation, I think people have said pretty much what everybody has been wanting to hear and pretty much been wanting to say, so there's really not a whole lot I can say more about the game, because I've seen a lot of the videos, I've seen a lot of the analytics, I've seen a lot of the stuff, and it's like people have some really good points. The only things that I want to touch up on is I predicted, and now I'm opening the floor to you guys in the comments. What have you predicted for this game? I also predict that we are going to see Aerith and Zack, not because they're featured on the box or on the box art, but because they could be an integral part of the story in some way, shape, or form. We just don't realize it yet. I also predict that we're going to have a little more backstory-ish with the other characters, such as Sid, Vincent, Kat, and then maybe even Yuffie. I know we got kind of like a side thing with Yuffie within Remake Intergrade, but I think we're gonna just have a little more of that, especially since we are heading to Wutai. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Any OG players for Final Fantasy VII, like when you played it in 1997 or even now, whenever you've played the original, I know you do go to Wutai, but correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Wutai skippable? Because when I first played Final Fantasy VII, the OG, I did play through it completely, and I did end up in Wutai, but I don't have any memory of doing Wutai in my last playthrough. Like when I got it for my Switch last year and I played through it, I have no memory of going to Wutai. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm misremembering, but someone correct me in the comments below. Is Wutai skippable? Am I misremembering? Do I need to replay the game? I mean, we are going to play the game on my channel, but can someone in the comments just clarify for me? Like, I'm so confused right now. Anyways, the game looks beautiful. The graphics, everything looks great. I love that you can change their outfits this time. Usually I'm not all about that. But I'm, although the swimsuit thing in Rebirth was hilarious. Usually I'm not about like changing character outfits. I don't know why. It's just kind of like a weird aspect to me. But I'm kind of glad they did it in this one. Because like in Final Fantasy 15 and 16, each outfit has attributes to it. So like in 15, you have their normal outfits, you have these outfits, and then you have those outfits, and then you got this outfit. And each outfit has its own attribute. Attribute being it has its own magic, it has its own thing, it has its own skill point. It can aid you in combat, it can aid you in healing, it can aid you in wherever. So, is changing the outfit going to improve gameplay, or is it just, what is it called? Cosmetic, there we go. Train of thought, derailed. Or is it a cosmetic thing? So that's what I'm wondering. You know? So, we're gonna see. We are gonna see. But I'm very, very much excited for this game. Very much excited. I really cannot wait to revisit the story and see how much more different they made it. You know, because in the OG, some of the stuff is just pretty straightforward. It's like, do the thing and get out. Once you do the thing, you're gonna leave. But in Remake and in Rebirth, it's like, oh, if you do this side quest, you can get this thing. But if you do this side quest, you're going to have to do this side quest and then this side quest. But also, this side quest has Easter eggs that you can unlock, and then this Easter egg has a thingy that you can unlock, and it has a power, and it has a weapon, and it has this, and it has this, and this, and this. Holy moly. But Revelation looks great. Again, I can't really say much more about it because what can I say that hasn't been said already? I don't want to repeat things that other people have said. I just wanted to give my predictions, my opinions. It looks great. I can't wait for it. That's pretty much it for this yap session. I didn't really yap too much about it. Usually I'm like gushing over the art, the graphics, and what have you. That'll probably come whenever the game comes out, and I'm like, oh, look at all the things. Look how realistic this spatula looks. Look at how realistic this in-game batter looks. Look at how... Look at how real this bowl looks. It's just like they took a picture of a bowl and they put it into the computer and they put it into the Unreal Engine, and look how incredible it looks. Oh my god, guys. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Tell me, what were your guys' predictions? What do you hope to see? I'm hoping to see more of Zack and Aerith in this one. I'm also really excited to be able to play as Sid and Vincent. I'm kind of upset that they didn't do that for Rebirth. I was kind of hoping you could play as them in combat in Rebirth, but Rebirth and I think Remake would choose your party members for you. Or like if you reached a certain story or a certain part in the story, it shows who your party members were. And it's like, that's all well and fine, but I don't really like that aspect. I like playing with characters that mix with, not just with me, but characters that mix well with each other. So like in Final Fantasy VII OG, like you'll see me playing as Red 13, Aerith, and Cloud, because these three really do mesh well together. That and in Rebirth, you're gonna see the same thing. I'm gonna be playing as Red, Aerith, and Cloud because these three just mesh really well together. I can't really explain it, but they mesh really well together. And you know what? I do like my homegirl Tifa, but people just kind of like overhype her. And it's like when people overhype something or a character, I just kind of like lose interest. And but just also my opinion, Tifa is great, but I just don't know. I just can't connect with Tifa. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just one of those things. But anyways, gameplay wise, we can't really. The combat looks like it's gonna be good. Hopefully, the controls will be okay. The controls is something you're gonna hear me scream about in Final Fantasy XV, so be prepared for that one. There's going to be long yapping sessions about that one. So be prepared. But yeah, I don't want to repeat what most people have said. Most people have said the same things that I've said. The game looks great, the game looks this game looks that. The only thing that I'm hoping, and only because I've noticed that these games suffer with this kind of thing, is that I hope that it just doesn't lose itself too much. By losing itself, I mean you don't have to stick to this original story to the letter. It is a remake after all. Remakes can take the original story and just drop kick it over the back fence and completely rework it into whatever they desire. What I'm saying is, I hope they don't rework it in a way that it loses itself. Sorry guys, had to go check on my cupcakes really quickly. They're baking beautifully, by the way. What I mean by lose itself is that when you remake a story, again, you don't have to copy it from, or copy paste it from the original story. What I want to see is, it doesn't have to be linear either. Storylines are never really linear. As a professional writer, I can tell you that storylines will absolutely force you out of a comfort zone. They will absolutely force you to do the wildest and wacky shit that you have never imagined yourself would be writing or doing. But losing itself, I mean, I hope it doesn't lose its credibility. I hope that the characters stay the characters that we know and that we love. Like, Yuffie suddenly doesn't go balls up the wall insane if she sees this. I mean, she's already have. She's seen the giant materia and she's like, I need that materia. Rawr. Yuffie, baby. Chill. I'm gonna need you to chill. But I mean, I hope Yuffie doesn't go like balls off the wall insane. Like, she finds a random materia, she grabs it, and then all of a sudden she's now this overpowered supervillain that could literally obliterate Sephiroth in snap of her fingers. So that's what I mean. The characters, again, don't have to have the same mannerisms. Characters can absolutely change and grow as the story progresses. Like I don't want to spoil too much because this is still an ongoing project that I have. In one of my projects, I have a character with a disability, and they were very much like, this disability does not define me, but I wish people would stop seeing me as broken. And so he wants to prove people wrong. But then somewhere along the way, something happens. This character gets thrown through an absolute loop of hell. And then the next thing we know, when we next see him, like, there's a time skip in the story. The next time we see him, we see this confident and strong young man from this kid who's like, I'm not broken. I will prove it to you. But he's still shy, timid, everything in between. But then you have this kid that's like, yeah, what's up? What's up, Twizzlers? Anyways, so that's what I mean. Characters can grow and evolve as the story goes. So here's hoping that this characters continue to grow and evolve. And here's hoping that characters just don't lose themselves either, like the story. Because it's easy to do that. If a story loses itself, characters can lose themselves. And that just makes the story become undesirable. It also makes it unreadable, unwatchable. It just falls apart. Like, you have stories are like a thread. Also, they're like, have y'all guys seen the memes with the cork boards and people have like the red string everywhere in the photos and they're like, I have connected the dots to this case. Yeah, it's writing is very much like that, especially when it comes to complex stories like Final Fantasy VII. But if you cut one thread, like, Cloud is suffering from PTSD, but we're going to cut this thread. This thread no longer exists. Cloud himself will start to fall apart because that thread was important to his story, to his character. But you just cut it, and now what? Like, you can't say that Cloud has PTSD and then turn around in the 11th hour and be like, nah, he's good. He's fine. He's totally fine. What do you mean? What do you mean PTSD? Like, yo, it doesn't work that way. It literally doesn't. So, I hope that the story they started off strong with Remake. Rebirth kind of... I like Rebirth, but it kind of like flip-flopped a little bit. Like, it started off strong and it ended strong, but the middle was like, what the fuck are we doing, guys? What is this? Also, Gongaga? Bruh? So, I'm hoping that the game starts strong and it finishes that way. But the middle... Let's keep it... It doesn't have to be one thing or the other. Just keep it consistent, you know? It doesn't have to be like Remake where it was completely fine throughout. Like, beginning, middle, and end were totally fine. But Rebirth was like, started off strong. Middle part was like, what? You guys, again, have you guys ever seen the meme with the dragon and the two heads are like... Or the two dragons are like, grrr. And then the other dragon's like, That's Rebirth in a nutshell. Rebirth is that three-headed dragon where the two heads are like, so serious. Rawr. And then the middle head is just like, That's Rebirth in a nutshell. That's the beginning, the middle, and the end of Rebirth. But, yeah. It looks like it's going to be a good game, but again, we can't fully judge on how the game is going to be, how it's going to play, and how the story is going to be until it comes out. And when it comes out, you guys know. We're going to do it. We're going to play it. We're going to explore. I do want to start doing like analytical reviews and stuff like that, and analytical videos and all that fun stuff. Because I like that kind of thing. So I'm hoping to one day sit down and just have, like, random yap sessions about, oh, hey, a professional writer sits down and reviews the story of Final Fantasy VII. Or professional writer does an analytical review. Like, a what not to do or something like that. I don't know, guys. An artist reviews how realistic the bowl and the spatula and the batter is in the game. Like, look how realistic this is, guys. Look at this. We're gonna bake some cakes today. Alright, guys. That's enough yapping from me. I'm pretty sure you guys are getting tired of hearing my voice. So, I'm going to finish off the rest of my cupcakes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Thank you for listening to my predictions. I don't have a whole lot to say about Final Fantasy VII Revelation. I'll have more to yap about with Kingdom Hearts 4. So stay tuned for Kingdom Hearts 4. That yap session is coming. Am I going to do a bacon yap? Probably. Because I do want to make something else with my skull mold. So, but anyways, like I said, I don't have too much to say about Final Fantasy VII because what can I say that hasn't been said already? I think I've said what I needed to say, and that's pretty much it. Like, I've said my predictions, gave you guys my honest thoughts. I can't do any reactions because I've already seen the trailer. Alright guys, so I also don't want to be the person that overanalyzes like every little detail. Like people will look at the trailer and they'll be like, oh my god, I saw this in the trailer and I think... And it's like, interesting, my guy, but I think you're reading a little too much into this. Like with Cloud holding, or Sephiroth holding Cloud, everybody's like, oh no, Cloud dies, or... Sephiroth kidnapped Cloud, or it's like, guys, remember, in Wutai, I think it's Wutai. Again, refresh my memory, guys. In one part of the original game, we do see Cloud with severe Mako poisoning. Cloud is not completely put together, so Sephiroth, the part where Sephiroth is holding Cloud, it may not be a death scene, it may not be Cloud getting kidnapped. It could be that he's dreaming. You know, we don't know too much about Mako poisoning. For all we know, again, that could just be a dream. Cloud could just be so deep into a coma that he's dreaming. Some people have theories that coma patients can and will dream. So it is quite possible that, again, it's all a dream. So, but I don't want to be one of those ones that just kind of like overanalyzes everything. So I'm sorry this yap session isn't what you thought it was going to be. I just wanted to kind of have like a chill little like session where it's like, yeah, I saw the trailer and it looked really cool. I thought the gameplay was going to look really cool. Anyways, here's my opinions. Or here's my predictions, blah, 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 and then that's pretty much it. Like, I didn't want to be the one that's like, I looked at the trailer, and guys, let me tell you something, guys. Square Enix, they're like on to something, okay? But I think, like Cloud, okay, he's being held by Sephiroth, okay? And he looks unconscious, okay? So I think, I think that Sephiroth kidnapped Cloud. Like, okay, buddy. Calm down. We also see in the trailer that he jumps off of a plane. It doesn't mean he's jumping to his doom or anything. But I also hope... Oh, guys, you know what I also hope is in there? The slap fight between Tifa and Scarlet. Oh, my lord. Fight. Like, I hope we can slap the shit out of Scarlet. She needs to be slapped, alright? This bitch deserves a good slapping, alright? Like, let me just... Bitch in the red dress. Let me just... I want to deck her so bad. She has a very slappable face. Anyways. Alright, guys. I will see you in the Kingdom Hearts yap session, and I will see you in the first episode of the OG Final Fantasy VII. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you're going back to school, I hope you guys have a wonderful and great school year. Be safe, do good, be good. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me today. And also, I know, right? Me on camera, what the fuck? I kept going back and forth with this, but it's like, you know what? Just to make it more real. Bake, yap, and you're gonna see me. That, and I kind of want to get used to being on camera, because, again, I'm gonna be playing Silent Hill and Resident Evil, so I want, like, I want you guys to see genuine reactions. especially like with the face. Because sometimes when I play horror games, it's like I look calm on the outside, but on the inside, I'm like, yeah. Alright, guys, I will see you later. Bye bye.